So, this was not the plan. This was meant to be episode 1 at Port Vale, but instead, it is early hours of the morning, Friday morning, and me and Emily are on our way up to Scotland. What was supposed to be, I fancy, a little late night drive, to Emily suggesting, let's go get a coffee from Tim Hortons in Manchester and people watch her a bit. Very much turned into, we're going to go Tim Hortons, get a coffee and drive up to Scotland. And with this series in mind, it's been something that I've wanted to do for a while. A lot of my friends and family have heard me go on about it. Followers on Twitter as well, where I've spoken about just really wanting to do this series and get it up and running. Emily decided to ask, what football ground can we go to in Scotland? So we'd already got a destination in mind and then decided, should we go to one of the football grounds? And I chose the Ibrox Stadium. But before we get there, and before we get into that, welcome to Ground to Ground. This series is about football grounds, the stories, the atmosphere, the memories, and sometimes just the madness of where football takes you. But no matchday experience tonight, no fans, no noise, just history and a very spontaneous late night detour. So we stopped off at Tim Hortons near the Trafford Centre, which should have been our final destination. But instead it ended up being just a quick pit stop for some caffeine, because no late night road trip survives without caffeine. It was nice that the roads were pretty quiet. From here, it's just miles of road, music on, and that weird calm you only get driving through the night. That realisation of where we were heading just hadn't quite sunk in just yet. But these are the sort of drives that you remember. No traffic, no rush, just vibes. Driving through Carlisle in the middle of the night just feels strange. Everything's still, like the town's holding its breath. Usually just a place you pass through, but tonight it's like a marker, like we were properly on our way now. And once you're through Carlisle, you know you're close. It just starts to feel different. And then you see it, Scotland. Something about crossing that border always feels like an adventure's properly started. Different country, same game. At this point, it's approaching 3 a.m. It's late enough that nothing feels rushed anymore. Just us, the road, and the feeling that tonight's about to turn into a memory. And without much difficulty, we found the Ibrox. And here we are. In an unusual area for a football stadium. It's 3 a.m. and there it is, Ibrox. No crowds, no noise, just the stadium sitting there under the lights. You don't expect a place like this to feel calm, but right now, it does. This is one of those grounds you recognise instantly, even if you've never been here before. At this time of night, you notice the details more. The size of it, the structure, the history in the walls. You can tell this place was built for big moments. On a match day, this place holds over 50,000 people, and the atmosphere is meant to be something else. European nights here are legendary, loud, intimidating, relentless. And even empty, even at 3 a.m, on a cold, windy night in Scotland, it still has presence. This is as close as we're getting tonight. No looking at the ground itself, only peeks through little snippets. Just a glimpse here and there. You could barely see the pitch, but knowing it's there is mad, with the lights still on. Just makes you want to come back properly. Lights on, fans in, noise everywhere. Maybe one day we'll do just that. There's something special about seeing a football ground like this when it's empty. I can certainly say it's the first time in my life I've ever been at a football ground past midnight. No chants, no drama, just the space where everything happens. You find yourself starting to imagine the noise, the tension, the moments people remember for the rest of their lives. And this is exactly what Ground to Ground is about. Not just the match days, but the feeling that football gives you wherever you find it. Sometimes that might just be at 3 in the morning on a random Friday. Walking around a ground like this, you realise how much football lives outside of the pitch. It's not just about what happens for 90 minutes, it's everything around it. Every wall, every gate, every corner feels like it's seen something. You don't build a stadium like this without history piling up over time. Rangers legends like Bill Struth permanently honoured at the Ibrox. Bill Struth managed the club for over 30 years and defined its early dominance. Then there's legends like John Greig, captain Rangers through one of their most successful eras. You don't get statues outside grounds unless you've earned them. The fact that earlier on our little stadium tour, and here even still now, this is the part that always gets me. Seeing names like this laid into the ground reminds you football's always been about people first. The fans, the players, the staff, supporters, an endless amount of stories. Some of the names on this ground are legends of the club. Others are remembered for reasons far more solemn. Ibrox has seen incredible highs, but it is also a place that remembers its past and does so properly. Moments like the Ibrox disaster are never forgotten here. The respect built into this place says a lot about the club and its supporters. Rangers is one of those clubs where identity runs deep. Generations of families, lifelong support, traditions passed down. You can feel that even now when it's completely empty. Some grounds feel like buildings, others feel like institutions. From the outside, it's massive. The scale of it hits you when you walk the full way round. Just imagining over 50,000 people inside here on a match day. It must be absolutely relentless. Even standing outside at this hour, it's intimidating in a quiet way. But this is the kind of moment you don't plan. No tickets, no crowd. Just time to take it in properly. Sometimes football feels louder when it's silent. We had a quick look at what I assume is the club shop, obviously closed at such an hour. It would certainly be nice to come back to take a look inside one day, maybe even get to watch a football match at the ground as well, and experience Ibrox at its full capacity. A part of the reason that I chose to come to Ibrox out of all of the other stadiums we could have visited at 3 a.m. on a random Friday morning was Rangers and their success. Rangers are one of the most successful clubs in world football by major honours. The Ibrox is considered one of the most intimidating atmospheres in Europe on big nights. The stadium has undergone multiple redevelopments but kept its iconic look. The red brick is just something of a statuary. The Ibrox has hosted European finals, internationals, and historic derbies. Pretty much this place has seen just about everything football can throw at it. And this is why I wanted to start this series. Not to just tick off football grounds off a random list, but standing where football history actually lives. It's funny, football grounds are usually about noise, about crowds, about moments, but seeing Ibrox Stadium like this, quiet, empty, in the middle of the night, hits differently. There's no match day here, no result to talk about, just history and the feeling of standing somewhere that's meant so much to many people. This wasn't planned, we didn't set out to film a stadium tonight, but that's kind of the point. This is ground to ground. It's not just about ticking grounds off a list, it's about the journeys, the detours, the moments football gives you when you least expect them. This was Ibrox after hours, and this is only the beginning. Make sure you join us on our next journey by hitting that subscribe button. If you did enjoy today's video as well and you want to see more like this, hit the thumbs up. And of course, I want to hear where you guys want to see us go next. You know episode 2 is going to hit differently. Do you want another late night tour? Or should it be a match day that we aim our sights on next? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.